As you beat the heat with the AC cranking, we're here to help you stay on track. When you visit a racetrack, it's not just about filling up your gas tank, it's about re-energizing yourself. For 90 years, we've been a neighborhood staple to help make life's little moments special. No matter where your travels take you in Atlanta, Racetrack's here for whatever gets you going. And you'll be here before you know it. We're never far away. You'll find us just off Buford Road. Racetrack, whatever gets you going.
When you buy Kroger brand products, you feel like you're winning. That's because they offer proven quality at lower than low prices. In fact, we guarantee that you and your family will love how Kroger brand products taste, or you get your money back. So next time you're shopping for the family, look for delicious Kroger brand products, because they'll make you all feel like you're winning. Shop now, in-store, or online. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
How much do you put into, you're on a new team now, but how much do you put into padless practices, offensive linemen? I know that's not the gauge about what's going on out here and, you know, what your sense is for you in the line.
Yeah, really gives you something, you know, different to work on other than developing that physicality. You know, this is kind of a new system for me, so learning it and being able to apply it when everybody's going full speed. You know, it's good mental training, and you know that physical training comes during training camp. So, getting together with the guys, you know, feeling how everybody meshes together, and getting these full speed reps in against the defense is really good mentally. Trying to understand the new scheme, the new system, and it's been going well. We've been going back and forth, offense and defense, and you know the physicality's down, but everybody else, like everybody's mental awareness and acuity is up, and you know we're getting after it.
You know, one of the things that Justin Pugh said we were surprised by when he came in last season is that there were no offensive line dinners and things like that. You guys weren't, it didn't seem like guys were getting together off out of the building. Have you tried to address that at all this offseason, and is that a priority for this group now?
Yeah, I think it definitely is a priority. Since I've been here, there's kind of feels like there's been some type of event that's been put together, whether we go to Topgolf or some kind of dinner that whether an offensive or defensive player sets up, everybody's invited. Everybody comes over if we hang out, and it's a good time, especially, you know, being part of the new team. I try to go to as many of those as possible, get to know the guys, you know, where they're from, where they went to school and stuff like that, and, you know, just get comfortable and, you know, kind of understand who you're playing with. And I think that kind of breeds, you know, just chemistry, and you need that going forward, building a, you know, good team.
John, anytime anybody outside talks about the Giants, like, they could be good if the offensive line is better, and that's every sentence about the Giants starts with if the offensive line is better. Will you guys wear that responsibility as like, yeah, it's on us? Exactly.
That's what the position of playing offensive line is about. We get none of the credit. You know, we don't even need the credit. I love watching, you know, Singletary score touchdowns. I love watching Daniel Jones throw touchdowns. All these receivers catching them. You know, that's what we take pride in. So to give them the availability and the option to do all that stuff, you know, that's what we get our joy from. And we have a job to do, and we know that this organization really invested heavily in the offensive line and, you know, elsewhere this season, and that's a priority, and we're wearing that on our shoulders. And Coach Carmen and Coach James, they've been doing a fantastic job this offseason. We've really been enjoying it, liking their coaching, and I can already see it. Like going back, watching, you know, a little bit of film from last season and where we are today, I feel like everything's just been meshing a lot better. I mean, granted, we are, you know, in beginning of June. We still got a long way to go with training camp coming up, but I can really feel everything moving in the right direction where we need to be.
John, you're in between two young players in John Michael Schmitz and Evan, even though Evan hasn't taken a whole lot of reps. Is that additional responsibility for you to be in between young guys like that?
Yeah, you could look at it like that. It's really been amazing playing next to John Michael. If I would have came in here not really knowing his background, I would have thought he was a 5-year veteran. He comes in here, he takes it serious. He's on top of his stuff. He rarely makes a mistake. He gets everybody set on the offensive line, and having a center like that is awesome. It helps everybody out. The 5 across helps out the quarterback, helps out the running back, and everybody's set. So having John Michael in there has been really important. And you know, Evans, I don't know what Evans dealing with, but he hasn't been in there any of the team periods. He's been in there in a walkthrough, and I think he's really been taking his time, getting his body right, understanding, you know, our scheme and when we're in there and walkthroughs together, he's been on top of his stuff, and he's been helping me out because this is still kind of a new scheme, something he'd never done before, and he's helping me. He's in my ear about it too. So, those are two young guys, but they're really mature for their age, and I'm really impressed with them so far.
Jon, how do you feel about settling in on the right? I think when you came in here, you said you like the left side, but we know you can play both. So how do you feel about that?
My whole career didn't matter, where I play. Early on in my career, I played mainly left, and towards the end, second half, move over to right, and it feels natural for me now. Kind of when I moved over there about 2 years ago, I kind of felt like a fish out of water, but it's kind of my home now, and I feel comfortable there, and been taking reps there pretty much this whole time, and day by day it just gets more comfortable in the sets and the footwork, and everything's been flowing.
How important do you view that stability position-wise? I know some coaches believe they can just move guys around, but would you rather just stay in one spot and rep there the whole time, or you good with moving around? What would be your preference?
Yeah, I think if any offensive lineman would have it, they would only play in one spot, but that's not really the nature of playing in this league in the NFL. We got guys that are going back and forth between tackles positions, playing all three on the interior, and I think it gives you more value as a player, being able to do those, being able to do those no matter what, and being that guy for those coaches, put you in there, and some guys prefer, sticking to one spot, and, if I need to play left, if I need to play right, it doesn't matter. If I need to kick me out the tackle, I'll figure it out, or center. And it's just different things for different people. We know what coaches sees best fits for the guys up there.
What have you learned from your new position coach?
Carm, he's very detailed oriented. He really kind of stresses, getting, there's some bad habits that I've created over my career that, through the glass of me back with Green Bay, I kind of pushed to the side and come here, have a new fresh set of eyes on me. So something I've been able to, reevaluate and take a step back and look how I can fix these things. And, since the beginning of this, we've been doing drills on the field and, just put myself in different positions, making myself feel uncomfortable and, trying to rewire, how I used to think and how I used to attack defenders and stuff like that. And it's good because it's making me think more. It's making me think more about my hands, my feet, and how everything's correlated to each other. And having those new, those fresh set of eyes, it's been really beneficial, and I think it'll help carry me, the rest of this and into the training camp, and pay dividends for me in the season.
How important is that in this league? I mean, you're a player now. You've gone to a rookie contract. You've gotten to free agency. You signed a good deal to go to a new team, but to look at the things you still consider weaknesses in your game and to try to go from, well, if I'm a solid starter, I want to be better than a solid starter. And how do you go about doing that?
Definitely. Good question. That's just kind of day by day, what are you going to do to make yourself better? Continually building these habits and holding yourself to a certain standard, not becoming complacent. And that's something that you kind of learn as being a young player. And when you first get in the league, you're trying to figure out, where you're going to fit in. Stuff's flying through your head, but I've submitted myself as a good player in this league, and I feel like it's time for me to take that next step. And I also feel like it's time for this Giants organization to take that next step and win the division, get in the playoffs, and make some noise in the big dance. So from a team perspective and from a personal perspective, it's all just not being complacent and putting your best foot forward and developing this routine and good habits that push you further down the road.
Because you want to hear bacon and eggs on your outdoor griddle, not the scraping of rust. Introducing the Weber Slate Rust-Resistant Griddle. Stays ready, not rusty, with a carbon steel cooktop, pre-seasoned and ready to cook on right out of the box. The Weber Slate heats evenly edge to edge up to 500 degrees. All you'll hear is the gasp of amazement from friends and family when you serve the food. Cooking with the Weber Slate Rust-Resistant Griddle just sounds delicious and tastes even better.
Cocoa Beach, Orlando's closest beach, is also Florida's coolest beach. Bring your surfboard. Cocoa Beach is the surf capital of the East Coast, and we have the surf shops to prove it. Plus coffee shops, beachside bars, and restaurants. Wide open beaches make way for beach volleyball, cruiser bikes, kite surfing, shell seeking, surf fishing, and more. It's legendary. Plan your getaway from the everyday by checking out legendarycocobeach.com on Florida's Space Coast.